Mr. and Mrs. Bennet had arranged to have lunch at the same time. Nothing could be more pleasant than to face, in spite of the distance, to see one another and talk by means of the phonotelephonic apparatus. Say they both, husband and wife, decided to have lunch at the same time. That's why they can interact or they can talk through the advancement technology. Like everybody else in easy circumstances nowadays, Frances Bennet, having abundant domestic cooking, is one of the subscribers to the Society for Supplying Food to the Home, which distributes dishes of 1,000 types through a network of pneumatic tubes. See, he started to have the domestic cooking. Domestic cooking means which is cooked in own house. See, he has some food which was supplied from somewhere to the home. And see, this is also one more advancement, that is through pneumatic tubes we can have 1,000 types of foods also. This system is expensive, no doubt, but the cooking is better. So, not without some regret, Frances Bennet was lunching in solitude. Solitude means alone. He was sitting alone and he took his lunch. He was finishing his coffee with Mrs. Bennet, having got back home, appeared in the telephone screen. When he had finished his lunch, he went across to the window where his aerocar was waiting. Aerocar is used to fly. Okay, it's like an aeroplane. It's a flying car. Where are we going, sir? Asked the aero coachman. Let's see, I have got time, Frances Bennet replied. Take me to my accumulator works in Niagara. He wanted to go to Niagara. The aero car shot across space at a speed of about 400 miles an hour. See, within 1 hour, the aero car can cross 400 miles. Below him were spread out the towns with their moving pavements, which carry the wayfarers along the streets, and the countryside covered as though by an immense spider's web by the network of electric wires. He was flying in air. Below him, the city, that is the town, was spread with the moving pavements where the wayfarers walking along the streets, and the countryside was covered with much electric wires. It's like spider's web. Within half an hour, Frances Bennet had reached his work at Niagara, where, after using the force of the cataracts to produce energy, he sold it or hired it out to the consumers. See, in Niagara also he had some work in that place. The work by the force of the cataracts, that is to produce energy, was going on. See, he wanted to visit that place, so he visited that place. After that, then he returned by way of Philadelphia, Boston and New York to Centropolis, where his aerocar put him down about 5 o'clock. See, after the visit, he reached the Centropolis again. The waiting room of the Earth Herald was crowded. A careful lookout was being kept for Frances Bennet to return for the daily audience he gave to his petitioners. Daily, he has one usual work, that is, he will meet the petitioners and he will have a careful look, and he will select some petitioners or eligible person for some job. Among the different proposals, he had to make a choice, reject the bad ones, look into the doubtful ones and welcome the good ones. This is the daily rotate. He soon got rid of those who had only useless and impracticable schemes. A few of the others received a better welcome, and foremost among them was a young man whose broad brow indicated a high degree of intelligence. See, he gone through all the petitions or all the complaints or all the doubts of the people, and he got rid of the useless and impracticable schemes. Okay, a few of them received a better welcome, and he selected one person who had broad brow, see, which indicated a high degree of intelligence. Sir, he began, though the number of elements used to be estimated at 75, it has now been reduced to 3, and no doubt you are aware. See, when the beginning, which was taking 75 elements, now it reduced like 2, 3, like to produce an element or to produce a substance. Perfectly, Francis Bennett replied. Well, sir, I am on the point of reducing the 3 to 1. If I don't run out of money, I will have succeeded in 3 weeks. That means I can reduce that 2 or 3 to 1. But I have some financial problem, like if I am sufficient in money, I'll complete this work within 3 weeks, like that person told. And then sir, I shall really have discovered the absolute, that means the correct, the perfect, I can able to find, like that the person was telling. And the results of that discovery, that means Bennett was asking that person, what will be the result of your discovery? It will be to make the creation of all forms of matter easy, that is stone, wood, metal, fibrin, or whatever may be. That means, see, I can make the matter easy by my invention. Are you saying you are going to be able to construct a human being? Bennett was asking. For that the person was replying, complete. The only thing missing will be the soul. See, Francis Bennett assigned the young fellow to the scientific editorial department of his journal. That means Bennett was much satisfied with his reply, so he appointed him as the member of scientific editorial department. A second inventor, the one more person, using as a basis of some old experiments that dated from the 19th century, had the idea of moving a whole city in a single block. See, nowadays, if any house or any apartment or anything suffered by any some problems, they are moving the house to one place to another place, no? Like the same, that person, the second inventor, was telling that he had an idea of moving a whole city in a single block. He suggested as a demonstration the town of Saf, situated 15 miles from the sea. After conveying it on rails down to the shore, he would transform it into a seaside resort. See, he had one suggestion, that is, he selected the town Saf, which is situated 15 miles from the sea. See, after conveying it on rails, that means one track, he has to prepare one track, and keeping the city on the track, he will pull that to the near to the shore, and he will make it as a seaside resort. Francis Bennett, attracted by this project, agreed to take a half share in it. He agreed, and he asked that person to start the project. The proposals heard and dealt with, Francis Bennett went to stretch himself out in an easy chair in the audition room. That means he was relaxing himself like. Then pressing a button, he was put into communication with the central concert. After so busy a day, what charm he found in the works of greatest masters based on a series of delicious harmonic algebraic formulae. See, with great effort and with the great consultation with the greatest masters based on a series of delicious harmonico, he formed an algebraic formulae. During his meal, phonotelephonic communication had been set up with Paris. Whenever he was getting free time, he had communication with his wife. When do you expect to get back to Centropolis, dear Edith? Asked Francis Bennet. So, the name of Francis Bennet's wife was Edith. He was asking his wife, when will he come back to Centropolis? I am going to start this moment, she answered. I am going to start now itself. By tube or aerotrain. Okay, by tube means through underground. Okay, or aerotrain, like that he was asking. By tube was her answer. Then you will be here at 11:59 this evening. See, whether it is in Paris time? No, it is in Centropolis time. Goodbye then, and above all, don't miss the tube. Okay, see, he was telling to his wife. The submarine tubes by which one travels from Paris in 295 minutes are certainly much preferable to the aerotrains which only manage 600 miles an hour. Okay, see, if anybody using the submarine tubes, see, they can travel from Paris to Centropolis within 295 minutes. See, the submarine tube is much preferable when comparing with aerotrains, because aerotrains can move or can cross 600 miles per hour. Francis Bennet, very tired after so very full day work, by the day of the full day, he was very tired and he decided to take a bath before going to bed. There was always a bath already in the office. He touched the button. A rumbling sound began, got louder and increased. So with that rumbling sound, one of the doors opened and the bath appeared, gliding along on its rails. See, what do you understand from this lesson? See here, if the world has much developed advancements in technology, how will be the life of a person? Or how will be the life of the people in the world? That's only we saw in this lesson. And about the author, already we saw. So the name of the author is Jules Verne. From 1828 to 1905, was a French poet, playwright and novelist, but he earns his place on this list of great writers because of his futuristic adventure novels. See, he was a poet, playwright and novelist, but he owned this place because of his futuristic adventure novels. He has been called the father of science fiction and has had an incalculable influence on the development of science fiction writing. He was the father of science fiction and he has great influence in the development of science fiction writing. More interesting, perhaps, is his place as a prophet or predictor of technology, which wasn't to be invented until long after his death. See, what he said before his death was like not to be found or not to be found after his death also. That means he was like a prophet. Prophet means the person who was telling beforehand itself what will be happening in the future. So he was like a prophet. He put a man on the moon, including its launch from a Florida launchpad to its splashdown in the Pacific. In 1863, he predicted the Internet. Paris in the 20th century, that is 1863, depicts the details of modern life: skyscrapers, televisions, maglev trains, computers, and a culture preoccupied with the Internet. See, more than all, he was the father of science fiction, and he has much influence in the development of science fiction writing. Thank you all.